welcome to the 2023 campaign kickoff for Hawkins County United Way. We're so excited that everybody made some time to come out and have a little breakfast with us. It is awesome that we have this much community support. This year's campaign is $150,000, and we are supporting local nonprofits here in Hawkins County. And we welcome you to do a workplace campaign with us. It's simple and easy. You just ask your employees to give, and then we give you all the documents you need, and we take care of the rest. So I would like to ask Miss Pam Mayo to come lead us in prayer.
Good morning, everybody. As I was driving up here, first of all, I reflected on what a neat, what a picturesque area we live in. The sun was coming up and the fog was across the mountains, and we are so blessed. And I think oftentimes we take that for granted. I'd like to mention before we pray, specifically I'd like to mention who we're serving this year. And I have a little sheet to keep me straight. I don't want to forget anybody. When we pray and ask blessings, I'd like for us to remember the American Red Cross, CASA, the Chip Health Center, Rescue Squad of One Accord, the YMCA Center, East Tennessee Kidney Foundation, the Cancer Support Group, the Churchill Community Chest, and I'd also like for us to remember our agents, along with our agencies, the volunteers and the industrial support that we'll be getting, all those folks that will be helping us make our goal. Let's have a word of prayer and we'll go right on. Dear Lord, thank you for our gathering today. Thank you for the blessings we've already received this morning. Be with our United Way leaders, the board members, and specifically all of our volunteers who will be beating the bushes and asking for donations to support our agencies. Help us to be focused and motivated in our efforts, and keep in mind that we are reaching out to folks in our home county, trying to make things better in our community. Help us keep our goals before us and do what needs to be done. Lead us and guide us and direct us in the ways that will be productive for those we serve. We ask these things in your name, and amen. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I want to thank Ballad Health for providing breakfast this morning. And I want to jump right to the reason of why we asked you to join us today. We are kicking off United Way Hawkins County campaign with a goal of $150,000 for nonprofits here in Hawkins County. And as Pam has already mentioned, those organizations, those all have a special mission to assist people here in Hawkins County. So the money that we raise stays here in Hawkins County and helps the people of this community. United Way is a fundraising vehicle to help these agencies get from point A to point B a lot quicker. We know that raising funds is not easy, and it requires a strong, focused effort. By working in the background to raise funds for these organizations, United Way is able to help them get time and energy back to doing what they love, serving the people of this community. Through United Way, communities tackle tougher challenges to boost education, support economic mobility, and provide health resources. In my college years, I had the opportunity to serve and be a part of several different stage productions. My role was singer slash actress, sometimes a minor role in a major production. Other times I was blessed to star in a leading role. We practiced tirelessly, hours upon hours, every day for months, to put together a 3 to 4 hour seamless performance that we hoped would be an entertaining spectacle for our audience. We lived for that moment at the end of the show when the audience would cheer. And if we were lucky, we would receive a standing ovation. In those 3 to 4 hours, the audience would be immersed in this experience that we had worked so hard to provide. What the audience would not see were the many people working in the background diligently behind the scenes. Those who raised funds months before our feet ever hit the stage, spent hours designing sets and building sets. Those who worked the lights, sound booth, made costumes, did hair and makeup, set the stage with props. Instrumentalists who brought sound to your ears before you ever visibly saw a thing. And the director, who rarely receives enough praise for their work. And of course the stage director, pulling the strings like a marionette, cueing the curtain at the perfect time. All those busy bodies working together to achieve this moment that the actors could have their moment in the spotlight, sharing their gift and doing what they love. We all have special gifts and talents, and it takes all of us working together to accomplish a goal. If it were not for the many in the background, there would never be a theatrical performance worthy of your applause. It takes everyone working together. I cannot think of a better analogy to describe United Way. We are the many working in the background, behind the scenes, to raise funds that support these wonderful organizations, to do the amazing work in our beautiful community. As Helen Keller once said, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. In East Tennessee, 48% of residents are one emergency away from financial collapse. I work for First Horizon, a local bank, and I have seen firsthand how quickly things can change, how a health emergency can financially impact a family. I've had customers come and tell me about their life issues, often situations that are very difficult. And I'm not equipped to solve all their problems. And unfortunately for me, I have community partners that I can turn them to. I don't have all the answers, but I have friends in this community that can meet them in their need. I'm so appreciative of these community servants for picking up the pieces when I cannot. These organizations help support those stuck in life's toughest moments. I had a sweet friend whose son was diagnosed with cancer. In an instant, their entire world was turned upside down. They dropped everything. They traveled for miles and miles from home to begin treatments. This community and the cancer support group rallied behind this little family. They sent supplies, snack bags, little games and goodies to keep them occupied for the long hospital days, and made sure that every utility bill did not go unpaid. I can't tell you what that means to a scared mother in the fight for her son's life. When cancer strikes, everything else takes a back seat. This little mama never had to worry about things back at home. She could be fully present with her son in his time of need. It's stories like these and many others that have propelled me to give as I have for the past 15 years to United Way, and why I now serve on the board of this wonderful organization. No one person can be in 20 places at one time for the needs of this community, but through your giving, you can support the needs of this community. Not only does your funds help your community, but it also serves a place in your workplace. In this article from Forbes magazine, it states that a culture of giving back not only is one of the most inspiring ways to engage employees, it also offers something even better than engagement: worker passion. Research from America's Charities found that 71% of employees say it is imperative to work where a culture that is supportive of giving and volunteering. Studies show that 56% of employees stayed with their current employer because of the support of their community. I want to leave you with this final thought by Vincent van Gogh. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. Each donation, big or small, can make a huge impact. Everyone here today is in a position of leadership. I challenge you to lead the way in giving. For united, we are stronger. Now, I am pleased to introduce a community leader making a profound contribution to the youth of today and the leaders of tomorrow. The director of Brighter Horizons YMCA, Sherry Milford.
Thank you, Tina. My name is Sherry Medford. I have the pleasure of serving as the director of the Brighter Horizons Youth Center for the YMCA in Rogersville, Tennessee. We are an after-school program that serves middle school students, grades 5 through 8 in Rogersville. We do after-school programming with them that can be everything from art to blowing up watermelons to cooking to just about anything in between. But today I want to let you know about some of the impact that your money, your giving, can have on these children and on our community. Before I became the director of Brighter Horizons, I was a teacher and I taught for 15 years. And one of the things that I would frequently do with my students the last several years was take them to the Tennessee Holocaust Foundation's conference that they would host in Greenville. And the last one we went to, one of the Holocaust survivors referenced a quote from Tony Robbins where he said, "Don't cross oceans for people who wouldn't cross a puddle for you." Now, as individuals, that's probably fairly sound advice. Don't give so much of yourself to people who aren't going to reciprocate that. But as a community, if we do that, where are we? What do we have? And this survivor said, do it. Cross the oceans for people, love people, all people. No conditions attached, no wondering whether or not they're worthy. Cross the oceans, climb the mountains. Life and love aren't about what you gain, they're about what you give. And that's what Brighter Horizons really is all about. It's about giving these young people an opportunity to have a place where they can belong, helping them learn to believe in themselves so that they can become the people that they are meant to be. And they can become the best versions of themselves to therefore help better our communities. We have a lot of generational poverty in Hawkins County. So part of our mission is to help equip these kids to break those generational curses and be productive, contributing members of our community. So when you give to Hawkins County's United Way, you are helping organizations like mine help these kids and their families today and our community tomorrow. So one of the children that we serve has a pretty severe case of autism, and he struggles to make connections with people his own age. Not long after we opened, a grandmother walked in, and after saying hello to her, the first words out of her mouth were, "Do y'all take kids with autism?" Yes, I take all kids. I want every child to have the same opportunity as mine, yours, every other child has. This young man was with his grandmother that day, And the other young man, who was already a member of our program, was also at the center. So while I spoke with the grandmother, these two young men started talking about Legos. Something so simple and seemingly unrelated to anything, but they were able to make a connection. We have quite a few random supplies for our STEM activities, and by the time this conversation was over, the two of them had built a telephone and were sitting on opposite sides of the room having a full-blown conversation through their cup and string telephone. For two kids who don't make connections with others, that's huge. That was them finding a place to belong so that they could become more of who they were meant to be. We have other families who are dealing with all kinds of situations. A family whose father went into rehab, and we were able to help assist them with getting him to and from rehab, and support them while he was there. All of this stuff takes money, and the United Way helps us to be able to fund these projects, so that in funding these projects, we can really and truly fund our future. So thank you very much for having me today. I appreciate you letting me speak. Thank you, Teresa, and thank you, Tana, for the lovely introduction. If you have not been by Brighter Horizons, I would invite you to come and visit us. We have a beautiful facility. We are down on Main Street. I think I can safely say you cannot miss us. We're a little bit noticeable. Bright. We're bright. My building is the color of your placemat, so you really can't miss us. But please come down and tour our facility. We are always welcome to have you. We'd love to have you come volunteer with us if you're looking for a volunteer opportunity. But please do come and visit us. And thank you all so much for giving to the United Way.
That wraps up our short little presentation. Thank you all so much for taking part of your day to come and support us. And all those that are the campaign chair people, just see me afterwards and I'll get your documents for you so you can kick off your campaign at your workplaces. Take you some breakfast to go, and let's get at it. Thank you, Hawkins County.
Teresa, we would like to start off the campaign with 500.
Oh, yay. Thank you so much.